obviously I'm there under the pretense of I'm going to buy a child for, sex trafficking, or a young person. What do you say?
Yeah, you're having to pretend you love it, having to sit there and smile and watch these young girls do things that you may not enjoy at all.
So
Okay.
I come to you, I say, I want to rescue children. I want to rescue victims of sex trafficking. I'm going to go into a bar. Again, I know it may not be a bar sometimes, maybe something else, but let's say it is a bar. It's a known location for human trafficking. I'm going to am I going to wear what I have on? Am I just going to wear regular clothes when I go in? What am I going to wear?
Yep. You're going to look like just all the other guys who are buying girls and children left and right. Sometimes they're men, women, they're wearing anything.
Wow. And that's the other thing, is people think that you have to look a certain way to go in and buy children for sex trafficking. It could be the guy next door, right?
Anybody. And we have these pictures of where we have about 6 pictures of men and women, and there's 2 or 3 on there that look really horrible, haggard, and you'd point right away and be like, that one's the trafficker. We'd ask which one. And there's a picture of some kids, 17, 18-year-old boys and girls, some cute little 17-year-old girls. And you're like, there's no way that's a pimp pimping out some young girl. And everybody on that page is a trafficker.
So, okay, so let's say we're using me as an example. So I go into this bar where it's a human trafficking organization, and are you training me physically that if I get into a fight with somebody, how to take care of myself? What are you training me to do?
We're going to train you for a couple weeks way before we get into that bar and that brothel, and train you self-defense. Your main primary goal is when they do, I shouldn't say when, they discover who you are, that you're undercover, they don't like you for whatever reason, or they figure out why you're really there, it's not going to end well. They're not going to say, hey, can you please leave? They're going to try to kill you because you're taking their money, their product, their girls, their children, their kids, their whatever, their property in their eyes. And they're not going to stand for that. And so, yeah, we want to teach you how to get out of there as safely and as quickly as possible, because it's dangerous.
Okay, so let's suppose they don't know who I am. Let's suppose it gets to the point where it's moving forward. Mission is being accomplished. Okay.
Right.
When I walk in there, what do I say to some? I mean, obviously I'm there under the pretense of I'm going to buy a child for, sex trafficking, or a young person. What do you say? I mean, how do you train someone to talk like that, to be convincing that that's what they really want to do?
That's a hard one. It takes a special type and a lot of accountability. There has to be a lot of hidden surveillance cameras, button cams and whatnot. Right. And a lot of just practice. You just try to act natural. You just try to sit back in the back of the bar and not gain a lot of people looking at you and whatnot.
Okay, so you actually have body cams, you have cameras on the person when they go in?
Oh,
wow. Okay, wow. So a guy goes in, he sees a girl, and she agrees to go with him, okay? Now he's ready to take her out. I guess that's called an extraction, right? What happens next? Okay, the guy goes in, he's with the girl, she says, yeah, I want to go. What happens?
So usually what's going to happen is you're going to set up a time and place where you can safely meet them. They're not usually going to leave right then and there with that guy, because that's going to burn his face. Everybody in that bar is going to know who she left with. So you're going to set up time and place for later. Now, building up to that part, you have to have a relationship with this girl. You've had to have gone in that bar and purchased, for lack of better words, entertain this young, or allowing her to entertain you over and over to build this relationship. Because at this point, if you're going to meet her somewhere, you don't know if she's really going to show up.
Okay, Christy, hang on. I got to interrupt you. Sorry. Okay. This is turning into one of my HBO movies I used to do years ago. When you say a guy who's a Christian, by the way, because you're a Christian, I told you I was going to ask some hard questions.
No, go ahead.
Well, you know what I'm going to ask.
I know.
When you say this guy has built a relationship and he's gone in before and he's had to have this girl entertain him. What in the world does that entertainment consist of?
Well, everybody we partner with who's doing undercover usually play the part of the new guy. And so they built a relationship based off of saying, I'm new at this, so I'm not comfortable with you touching, so you try to do minimal of allowing anything. So you've actually be surprised at how many times these girls love to just talk, to have somebody actually just talk to them and listen. So you're building a genuine, caring relationship in a sense that this girl doesn't often see, because usually from one rescuer.
And this is, excuse me, this is behind closed doors, right?
Often, most of the time, it's right there in the bar, right there in the bars. You can walk up. They're usually lined up out front the bars, and you can pick which number corresponding to what the young girl's wearing on her shirt or whatever, and you can go in and usually what they do is they sit next to you and they pour your drink, and so that they get paid per how many drinks they get to sit and pour. They'll give you a massage.
Okay. He's to the point where he's doing a good talk, a good walk, but he's got to make a move on the girl in order not to blow his cover. What does he do? In other words, you don't expect these people to cross the line. Obviously, they're Christians, right? This is a Christian organization. That they don't touch. There's no touchy for real, is there, in here?
So it is kind of hard. You have to come up with excuses. You're always, I should say, always with somebody. You're never in alone. So you can say, oh, my friend, it doesn't feel good, or I don't feel comfortable. You can come up with excuses for each other. You have code words to get you out of there. You'll even have a setup code word where you have somebody else to be able to call you for an emergency to get you out of there, because the girls aren't keeping their hands to themselves. They're wearing very little to nothing. It can cause somebody to get a little excited and not mean to or whatnot. And there's code words and special things set up ahead of time to keep all of that accountable. But ultimately, you're having to pretend you love it, having to sit there and smile and watch these young girls do things that you may not enjoy at all.
Guy finds a girl. He says, okay, go with me, all right, or meet me somewhere, or, he makes a move to try to get the girl out of there, and she says, I don't want to go. I like it here. As a matter of fact, she ends up tattling on him. She ends up going to the owners of the bar or whatever. What's the guy going to do then?
He's burned. His life's in danger. And relocation may have to take part. It may just be as simple as not going back to that city, that bar or whatnot. It may be out of that country or whatnot. But it can be extremely dangerous. That's why as you build that relationship in the bar all the time, ordering from the same girl, the same bar, getting drinks and whatnot, you're slowly trying to reveal that you're not like all the others. And they're seeing the light of Jesus in you, and that you really are just there for a drink and hang out. And so over time, when you do come and you say, hey, look, just to be honest, this is what I really do. I'm here because I rescue young girls. Do you want to leave? That's the moment of life or death. And that's the moment of everything that you've worked for, all that trust.
Wow.
Everything is just laid out there that you're given to this young girl. So if she turns around and says, yeah, sure, I'll meet you later, and you show up and she's not there, but her pimp and a couple other guys are, it's like, it's very dangerous.
In these last days, there will be perilous times. People will worship false gods, lying signs and wonders. Bibles will be taken out of schools. As the Antichrist arises, Christians will be persecuted. But now, God's people have awakened. David Heavener Investigates is proud to bring you End Times Investigations, A new DVD series containing over 8 hours of interviews, commentaries, and teaching on Illuminati and the New World Order, Satanism, miracles and healings, the Antichrist, and one world religion. David interviews some of the top experts in their field.
Hi, I'm David Heavener, and I'm proud to bring you this brand new DVD collection, End Times Investigations.
David reveals how the media is working hand in hand with the Antichrist system. Order now and receive this special DVD collection. Equip yourself and your family. Text BONUS to 41444 or davidhevner.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006. Text BONUS to 41444 or davidhevner.tv/order. Call toll free 844-806-0006.
We have this new video, DVD, 8 hours of footage with my friends, L.A. Marzulli, Russ Dizdar, Paul Begley. It goes on and on, Josh Peck. We talk about the Antichrist, talk about the end times miracles. We talk about the Illuminati, talk about satanic. Hey, we even have on here astral projection. We have on here sleep paralysis. That's a lot. People ask me about sleep paralysis, astral projection. We have all this on here. It's 8 hours worth of footage talking about how to deal with these demonic entities and demonic powers in these last days. Please, if you're interested, support the ministry. You can text the word, text the word bonus to 41444, the word bonus to 41444, or you can go to davidhevner.tv/order. So that's the word bonus to 41444. And if you'd like to buy a t-shirt, show them those t-shirts, Jared, t-shirt or a mug. You can text the word chosen to 91999 if you'd like to get that. Hey, Legalize Jesus t-shirt. See that right there, Legalize. We got to legalize Jesus. Chosen 91999, or you can go to davidhevner.tv/order.